Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Hang on, I got an old friend. 1 minute. Oh, that's a good hot cup of coffee this morning. Wow. That'll definitely wake you up. Yeah, I've got Bright Lights New England Roast from Whole Foods. This is their 365 brand of coffees. And it is a lighter roast, as you can see right here. And the reason why I am using this is because Mike Rosenthal contacted me. And he said that the debate will indeed continue. That's right, regarding whether you get more caffeine out of a light roasted bean or a dark roasted bean. And he sent me a screenshot from his Google search. Does dark roast coffee contain more caffeine? And I'll show that to you right here as I read it, because I printed it out right here. And it says here, according to this research, dark roast does in fact yield more caffeine than light roast. This is consistently what Hahn found across experiments, and it makes sense, though not for the reasons one might think. A darker roasted coffee is less dense, so by the bean it has lower mass than a light roasted coffee. Well, okay, the debate continues. Thanks very much to Mike Rosenthal for that information. But you know what? This is a good cup of coffee this morning, and I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks very much for the ride. I really do appreciate it. Hang on 1 minute. Boy, that's great. As I say, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. And you know what? Also a reminder, this channel is very close to getting 6,000 subscribers. Now, at the time I'm shooting this video, I'm very, very close. We are very, very close to having 6,000 subscribers. So when we hit the 6,000 subscriber mark, we're going to do a drawing of some kind again. Every 1,000 subscribers, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, we're going to do a drawing. So I haven't decided exactly yet what the prizes are going to be, but about the 6,000 subscriber mark, maybe a few more after that, but somewhere at 6,000 or just after 6,000, I will announce a drawing. So stay tuned for that. Really, really want to thank everybody for 6,000 subscribers. Very, very close to that. Hopefully by the time this airs, we'll be at the 6,000 subscriber mark. So really interesting to see how that works out. Well, as we always do, starting with the Monday morning mailbag, we kick it off with a morning shaving tip. Okay, so this morning shaving tip comes from viewer Jim Mareci, or Mareci, Mareci. I'm going to go with Mareci. I think that's how it's pronounced. If I'm wrong, Jim, I apologize. Anyhow, Jim writes, "Good morning, Mark. I have a tip to pass along. Years ago, I used to make soap as a hobby. I had a lot of oils left over after I stopped making soap. I decided to get creative and see if I could make some really good pre-shave oil. I found a recipe that works fantastic and is very inexpensive. My recipe is 1/2 ounce castor oil, 1 ounce olive oil, 1 ounce grapeseed oil, 1 ounce jojoba oil. I then add in some essential oils, whatever oils you like the smell of. You can also add in some menthol if you like. Add as much or as little essential oils as you like to attain the scent you desire. You can purchase everything on Amazon, and it will make enough to last a long, long time. It seems to work well with most shaving soaps, and I notice I get closer shaves and my face still feels soft the following day. Jim." Thanks very much for this recipe, Jim. That is absolutely fantastic, and I'm happy to pass it along to the wet shavers out there who want to make their own pre-shave oil. And I will, you see, I had it on screen there, and I'm also going to put it either in the description or I'll pin a comment at the top where the recipe is so folks can copy and paste into whatever document they want. Thank you very, very much. Now, I had a conversation with Pete Hendricks regarding this. You remember Pete. Pete is of Hendrix Classics. I reviewed the unscented shave soap, and I asked him about this because this is something that he has here. He has the unscented shave soap, and then he also has the scents that you can add, and you can add as little or a lot of the scents to the shave soap. This one's Cloud 9. It's a great barbershop scent. And, kind of make your own scented shave soap. And also you can add it to his unscented balm and have scented balm. So you can kind of change, you get the scents and you can kind of change things around. The Cloud 9, the barbershop scent, lavender. Also, he has one called Badass, which is a very nice masculine scent. So yeah, I happened to ask him about this, and he very kindly gave me some additional information that I think would be helpful to viewers as well. And he wrote to me and he said, Mark, I think the mix is safe, which is something I was always concerned about because I always hear about folks who are using different oils and, maybe they'll have a negative reaction from it of some kind. And I don't know a lot of the chemistry behind a lot of these oils. And he says, no, this mix is safe. Some folks may have sensitivity to castor oil, though they would wash it off with soap and water if they felt burning. Everyone loves witch hazel, but I'm allergic to it. So yeah, that's something to consider also when you're going through some of these oils and using them. Everyone's a little bit different. So you might be able to tolerate it. There might be something in there that maybe not so much. But anyhow, that's a very important point that I wanted to put out there. He also writes, I also think he has a reasonable formula. Part of deciding what is reasonable is looking at what he's looking to achieve with the shave oil. I view shave oils as a tool to help hydrate the whiskers. The softer the whiskers, the better the shave. From that perspective, the jojoba oil isn't helpful. There are plenty of folks who want pre-shave oil to provide additional lubrication, and the jojoba oil is perfect for that. So that's really important too. So these oils have different qualities that are going to interact with your skin and give you a different sensation and help your shave in different ways. He also adds this. Here's a table where someone summarized the research on oil penetration into hair. You have to scroll down to see the table. The green ones are best at penetrating hair, the blue next best, and the pink don't penetrate at all. So thanks very much for that, Pete. That's really, really very helpful. And I will also link that table so that you can see that and get that information as well. And, in case you want to experiment and make your own kinds of pre-shave oil, use this recipe and kind of know what you're getting. The jojoba oil will give you a lot of lubrication. And some of the other ingredients he has there, I think, will soften the whisker. So I think you're getting the best of both worlds there. So thanks very much for that, Jim. And thank you also, Pete, for that. So, gentlemen, to say thank you, well, Jim, first you are getting an original George sketch for you and only you right there. So all you have to do is email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And also, thank you very much, Pete Hendrix, for the information regarding this to kind of clear up some of the questions I had. I really do appreciate it. Very, very helpful. So this is for you, Pete. So email me your snail mail address as well. I may have it. I'm not sure, but email it to me anyhow at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. So again, Jim and Pete, thank you very, very much. Jim for the great tip, and Pete for really all the helpful background information on that. I really, really do appreciate it. Thanks again. Hey, before we wrap up the morning shaving tip, I want to make mention that a lot of viewers who receive these sketches are framing them up and hanging them in their shaving dens. And then they take a picture of it and send it to me. And I'm really, really flattered by that. And I want to share some of those photos on the channel with the viewers. And this morning, I got one from Bob LaRoe. And he received his sketch. He tells me that he'll be framing it up soon and hanging it up in his shaving den. Thank you very much for that, Bob. I'm very, very flattered by that. And if you have received the sketch and you framed it up, take a picture of it, send it in to me, stand next to it, whatever you want to do, and I'll feature it here as part of the morning shaving tip. I know other viewers would like to see your shaving den and maybe the setup and where this is hanging up. It's always of great interest to viewers. And really, I'm very, very flattered by that. That is absolutely fantastic. And if you have emailed me that photo and I have failed to mention it here, please send me an email reminder because sometimes things fall between the cracks there. So thank you again, Bob, for sending that along. Really very flattered by that. And thank you, gentlemen, to all the gentlemen out there who have framed up the sketches and are hanging them up in their shave dens. Really very, very flattered by that. Thank you very, very much. Well, if you follow this program, you know that, yes, it's time to go back for a refill. All righty, in this morning's refill segment, oh, and by the way, I actually did go back for a refill. I hope you did too. Anyhow, in this morning's refill segment, we are talking about, again, the buffering issue with the Parker semi-slant and some other razors, only because Frank Miska here, who contributed this, has a little additional information I think is very, very helpful. And he writes, "Hi, Mark, another great Monday morning mailbag." Thank you very much, Frank. I appreciate that. "I'm glad another viewer confirmed that adding washers to protect your base plate does not add to the aggressiveness of the shave." That's true. I want to thank all the viewers for pointing that out because I have been shaving with this razor with that buffer ring in place. There it is right there. And it did not add any aggressiveness to my shave at all. Really smooth and close and a wonderful shave, wonderful razor. And hopefully that buffer ring will prevent any further marring on that base plate. Frank continues, "Also, many razors, including most Parker razors, have a depression in the base plate for the handle. FYI, the PAA buffer rings, Phoenix shaving buffer rings, fit perfectly into that depression and helps to snug up the razor nicely." A final confirmation comes from Douglas Smythe himself. He states the Twist Select razor's adjustability comes mainly from the head cap and base plate design. The buffer rings aid the adjustability of this design, but they do not affect the aggressiveness of standard design razors. I hope this helps. Yeah, it does help very, very much, Frank. Thank you very much for passing that along because these buffer rings from Phoenix Shaving are only $1. You get a dozen of them for $1. And it's worth the buck to throw it into your cart if you're going to make a large purchase of shaving soap and aftershave, maybe a new razor, something like that. Throw a couple of these in there, and then that way you'll have them for other razors in your collection. Now that I know that it won't add to the aggressiveness of any of those razors, yeah, I'm definitely going to start using these more often. So thanks very much for that comment, Frank. I really do appreciate it. Okay, it's time to check out some new shaving gear. Okay, in this morning's new gear segment, we got, several items here this morning. This first one comes from viewer Mark Pirtle, who writes, "Love the channel and always start Monday off with the mailbag." Hey, thank you very much, Mark. I really do appreciate that. On the topic of inexpensive razors that can be found in stores, CVS carries one from Goodline Grooming Company that goes for $14.99. When I first became interested in wet shaving a year ago, I bought one of these, albeit under a different name. It's a rebrand, but for me, it was a great entry razor. It's fairly mild, and I got some nice shaves out of it. Any issues I had usually were because of poor technique and my touch not being light enough. If someone is curious about shaving but doesn't want to commit much money, this is a solid option, I think. Yeah, I agree with you. I saw that razor when I was in my local CVS because I did pick up the Goodline, the Instant Nick Care stick right here. It's got a little roller ball here, and this is for nicks. You can use this in place of a styptic pencil. And this did a really, really nice job. Although it was $6.50, it was 50% off when I bought it, so $3.25. I think that's probably the top price point that I'll pay for this. I may pick up another one if it's still on sale at 50% off. But yeah, I happen to see the entire line of Goodline products. But thank you for reminding me about that razor and sending along the photos. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, if you have a local CVS and you want to explore the traditional wet shave, that is not a bad razor to use. I believe it is a rebrand of a Bowley razor, and we're all familiar with that razor. And it does a nice job. And it's a twist to open razor, I believe. So yeah, thanks very much for sending that along, Mark. I really do appreciate it. Bob LaRoe sent a link of a safety razor stand for the King C. Gillette razor. And it is absolutely stunningly beautiful. It is a stand where you can lay your King C. Gillette razor on, and then it opens up to reveal a tray where you can store your razor blades. There are magnets that keep everything kind of sealed up and kind of contained and in place and closed, that sort of thing. And also on the underside of the case, there's a mirror there also. I would assume the mirror comes out. I don't think you would hold the stand up to look at the mirror, but I think it comes out. But that is a nice touch as well. So, my thanks to Bob LaRoe for sending that along. I'll have a link to that below in the description if you're interested in that. And it looks like you can use it with any razor. But it looks like it's specifically marketed for King C. Gillette. It looks like it would accommodate it very well and complement it. So I'll link it below if you're interested. And as I say, it looks like you can use just about any razor with it, the way it's designed. But yeah, thanks very much for sending that along, Bob. I really do appreciate it. Mike H., viewer Mike H., very kindly sent me this shave soap here that I hope to be reviewing soon. This is Savon du Barbier. I think that's how it's pronounced. And I think that translates to barbershop soap, I think. Anyhow, I asked him about this because he sent this with some other soaps that I've reviewed, and I have yet to review this one. And I wanted to feature it on the Monday Morning Mailbag because Mike sent along some very, very helpful information. And the soap does come from France, he says. And he says, I just opened your email about the soap from France. I've attached a link for the company, Le Pierre Lucien. And that's right there, Le Pierre Lucien. I think I've pronounced that correctly. They very conveniently have a language option on the homepage. Now, I'll link to the homepage so you can go up there and just hit that little translation box up above, and everything will go from French to English or whatever your language is. I'm not sure how many languages they have there, but they do have English. So it's very easy to navigate the site in English. If you go to the shaving soap section of the website, this line of soap is listed at the end. They now have additional soaps in this line, it seems, more than when I last visited. I believe I sent you the honey-scented soap. Yes, you did. This is the honey-scented soap. I ordered the soaps directly as they were not stocked in the U.S. The regular line of soaps are available, but not these. As you will see, these are vegan and have mare's milk as part of the base. On the label, it says Linnaeus, and that's where it says, where does that say Linnaeus? Right here, Linnaeus, right there, okay? And he says here, on the label, it says Linnaeus, which seems to be the company they acquired the milk from, and it's a collaboration of the two companies. Le Pierre Lucien is listed on the label on the last line. Yeah, we saw that already. I hope this helps and that you enjoy the soap. Anyhow, I went up there and I got some additional information about it. And it goes on to say, this shaving soap is a result of the collaboration between Father Lucien, I don't know, that's Le Pierre Lucien, I guess that's Father Lucien, and Vion, I can't pronounce this. I'll just put it on the screen below. I'll put it on the screen below, which produces the organic milk it contains. These soaps produce a rich and creamy cream that allows for a very smooth shave. It will leave your skin perfectly hydrated. The lactic acid contained in milk is a natural humectant. It is sure to hydrate and leave your skin feeling silky smooth after shaving. Thanks to the richness of the soap in shea butter, your skin will be perfectly nourished all day long. Finally, its gourmet fragrance, which releases notes of honey, gingerbread, and toasted coffee, which is why I'm talking about it this morning, will not fail to delight your nose during the entire shave. In addition, the small size makes it very practical for travel. Yeah, that is 100 grams right there. Using advice, in order to obtain a creamy and covering foam that will protect you throughout your shave, we recommend that you wet your shaving brush, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But here's their tip. In order to preserve all of its qualities in your soap, we recommend that you leave it open at all times. It will dry, become harder and more economical, and its fragrance will pleasantly perfume your bathroom. So yeah, I'll have a link to these folks here. You can buy it directly from them. My thanks to Mike H. for sending this along. I am really looking forward to trying this and reviewing it and getting that up on there. I've had some other things in the pipeline that have kind of taken precedent, but this is definitely on the list, and I hope to do that very, very soon. Really looking forward to it based on the additional information that Mike H. gave me. So thank you very much, Mike, for this. I really do appreciate it. And thank you also to Mark and to Bob LaRoe, Mark Pirtle and Bob LaRoe. Thank you very, very much for sending me all that great information on new shaving gear that's out there and available. Okay, we got a great mix of subjects this morning in the Monday Morning Mailbag. And the first comment comes from viewer Mark Gamba. And he left this comment recently in the review I had done on Stetson Cooling Moisture Aftershave. And he left a very brief comment. He said, I think this is discontinued. And, I clicked on the link that I had in the description, and it went to Amazon. And it looks like it's out of stock, and there's a third-party seller selling this for like about $24, $25. And, I bought this at my local Walmart for like $5.50. So I got rid of that link because I didn't want anyone to go up there and pay $24, $25 for this because it's not that much money. So thanks very much to Mark Gamba, for pointing that out. So I got rid of that link, and I did a quick search on Walmart's website. And sure enough, there it is, $5.48. And I replaced it with that link. And I'll also have that link below because this is a nice product. This really is a nice product, and it's got a great scent, and it does have some nice moisturizing quality to it for an aftershave splash. I really enjoy this, and I'm getting low, and I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to check out my local Walmart and see if they still have it on the shelf. And if they do, I'm going to get a couple of bottles. And if not, then I'm going to go to their website from the link that I provided below and order some that way, because it really is a very, very good product, but it's not $24, $25. So don't buy that. It seems that a lot of the third-party sellers on Amazon, when they see something discontinued or something that's out of stock, if they have it, then they really raise the price. They did that with the Avon, the Wild Country. When Avon was not making this was like double the price. I think this is like not like $9, $10. But when they weren't making it, a lot of the third-party sellers on eBay and on Amazon, that sort of thing, they were selling it for, double, or 1.5 times, whatever it is, $20, $25 for a bottle, when it's really only about $10. So my advice to this is very good too. Buy this while Avon still has it and is selling it brand new, because if it goes away on their website, sure enough, those other sellers out there have some of this in stock. They're going to raise the price on it. So, I will give you the link below to this Stetson if you're interested in Stetson. Thanks very much to Mark Gamba for pointing that out. Really do appreciate it, Mark. Okay, so this next item is not a question or a comment. It just happens to be an email that I received from Sheldon Quinn and Global Shave Clubs International, because I subscribe to blog posts, newsletter updates from Global Shave Clubs International. And Sheldon Quinn has a very helpful article on his blog entitled 5 Great Vintage Razors and Tips on Buying Them. So I want to link that below and alert you to that in case you're looking at acquiring a vintage razor. He talks about the Gillette Tech, the Gillette Super Speed, the Schick Krona, and also the Gillette Slim Adjustable Razor. These are terrific. These really, really are terrific. And he's got some helpful tips on what to look for when you're looking for one of these razors. My tip to you is, you know what? Look at yard sales, estate sales, garage sales, that sort of thing. If you can find one of these for a few bucks, because sometimes the seller doesn't realize what they have, snap it up. I would think that usually, in my experience has been, the ones that I have, they are mechanically sound, very, very sound mechanically. Cosmetically, they may need to be replated or just cleaned up. If they need to be replated, you can send them off to Chris Evett at razorplate.com. He did an absolutely beautiful job on this i3. Now, I happen to receive this as a gift from a gentleman that I had struck up a friendship with a number of years ago in the early days of the internet. And we kind of renewed the friendship on Facebook, and he saw the channel and said, listen, this belonged to my late father and I want you to have it. And he sent it to me, and it was mechanically very, very sound, but it needed a little TLC. It cleaned up fairly well, but I thought, yeah, this is a good candidate to have it replated. And really, Chris Evett did a beautiful job on replating this. So it was just a cost of plating this razor, and absolutely beautiful. And this is going to last another 60, 70 years, because this goes all the way back to what, 1963? Third quarter of 1963 is when this was produced. He also replated this J3 that I have here. This is 1964. I did a review on this because Sean Connery in 1964 used a Gillette Slim in Goldfinger. I mean, he used it to hide some kind of device, but the Gillette Slim is featured in Goldfinger in a scene. So that's why I had a shave and review of it. And Chris replated this and just did an absolutely beautiful, beautiful job. So yeah, that's kind of my tip regarding the Gillette Slim. Keep an eye out for those at yard sales, garage sales, estate sales. If you find one for a few bucks, you know what? Snap it up, because the chances are really, really good that if it's not cosmetically attractive, mechanically, it's probably still in great shape, as these two were. They were just wonderfully in great mechanical shape. I know that the J3 had a little bit of a sticky mechanism here that just was cleaned, got cleaned out and flushed out when Chris Evett did a deep clean of it. So that's always a possibility too. You can, the internally it'll get flushed out from a deep cleaning. But the point is that mechanically, chances are very good that it's still mechanically sound. Just needs a little bit of cleanup or maybe even a replating, and you got a brand new razor. And these are great, great shavers. So that's kind of my tip, but I will also link the article below so you can visit it and use that as some additional background if you are looking for a vintage razor. Okay, so this next comment comes from a viewer. Well, the screen name is BarbevCL917. And they left this in the comment section of the review and overview I did on razor blades. And the comment is the following: someone has said it may not be the blade. Try them in another razor. That's very, very true, meaning that if the blade doesn't work for you in one razor, try it in another razor and it just might sing. And you know what? I found that to be very, very true when I did a review of the Gillette Tech Travel Razor. Look how small that is. It comes in a really compact case like this, and with some blades, a slot for blades, and a little middle slot here for the handle, and cap and base plate fit right here. Anyhow, because of its small stature and lightweight, due to the handle not being that large, one blade didn't work that well. I believe I put in a shark blade and did another review on it, and it just improved immensely. And the shark blades were just absolutely wonderful in this. So yeah, that's always a possibility. If a blade doesn't work for you in one razor and you have another razor, try that blade in another razor and it just might sing. It might give you just a beautiful, beautiful shape. And that's also one of the other great benefits of doing the traditional wet shave, is that you have this ability to mix and match different razors with different blades to achieve the optimum shave for you and your skin and your beard type. That's what makes it so attractive to me, and I think a lot of other wet shavers would agree with that. Swapping out different blades with different razors, it's part of the fun, part of the shaving adventure, shaving journey, but it also helps to optimize your shave when you find the right combination of blade and razor. Oh boy, there's nothing better than that. That's why I say, if you're not doing the traditional wet shave, what are you waiting for? There is so much gear out there. You'll find a razor, a blade, a soap, an aftershave, etc., that fits your skin type and your budget. So yeah, give it a try. If you're not doing the traditional wet shave, really give it a try. So thanks very much for that comment, Barbev CL917. Okay, so this next question comes from viewer GJC, also known as Gary, and he writes, "Hi, Mr. Zarate. At what point in hair length or day of hair growth is choosing an open comb razor instead of a closed comb razor the best choice?" Well, Gary, I don't really choose an open comb or a closed comb razor based on the comb. I choose the razor based on the level of aggression. If it's an aggressive razor or if it's a mild razor. And the open comb is kind of a bonus for me because the open comb does have a couple of advantages over a closed comb, as I understand it. It is better for cutting, shaving down longer whisker growth because it won't clog up. It also has better lather flow. And as I understand it, when the open comb is passing over the whisker actually gets a little closer to the cutting edge of the blade because there really isn't any safety bar in the way, as you would have with a closed comb razor. So the efficiency is a little more than a closed comb razor. But generally speaking, I just look at it as whether or not the razor is aggressive or mild, regardless if it's closed comb or open comb. But open comb razors do have those qualities to them. But again, they're going to be aggressive or mild as well. For instance, the Petite Grande, which is an open comb razor, is it's a mild shave for me. It really is. But it also has the efficiency of being an open comb razor. The Mula R102, which is the R41 head on this handle here, this is an open comb razor. This is very aggressive. So again, aggressive, mild, and the open comb approach is kind of a bonus. That's how I look at it. Now, I'll leave it to the viewers. What say you? Do you select a razor based on it being a closed comb or an open comb for your particular shave? If you have a longer whisker, do you say to yourself in the morning, you know what, I better get an open comb razor because my whisker's a little longer? Or are you just selecting a razor that's a little more aggressive to tackle that longer hair growth? Let's say you got 2-3 days worth of hair growth. Are you getting an open comb razor or are you getting a razor that's a little more aggressive that will take care of, that it will tackle that longer hair growth? That's an interesting question. But for me, I'm looking at whether the razor is aggressive or mild, and having the qualities of an open comb razor, which increases the efficiency of cutting that longer hair, lather flow, and being a little closer to the cutting edge of the blade, I look at that as just a bonus that comes into the shave. But, for the most part, I'm looking at whether or not it's aggressive or mild. That's kind of the way I approach it. I hope that answers your question, and I hope viewers out there will contribute their own experiences and comments regarding this, because I'd be really interested to hear what they have to say about open comb razors versus closed comb razors. Me, is it mild or is it aggressive? And the open comb is kind of a bonus. Kind of like with the Ascension Select. It's a double open comb, which increases lather flow as well. But because it's twist adjustable, I can kind of adjust the aggression of it. But all that said, the open comb or the double open comb for me is a bonus. That's kind of the way I look at it. So I don't grab this razor saying to myself, gee whiz, I got all this hair growth. I grab it because I know I'm going to get a great shave with it. And And yeah, twist adjustability comes into play as well. But that's kind of long and short of it. Is it mild? Is it aggressive? Is it going to give me a good shave? That, closed comb, open comb. Closed comb, open comb doesn't really come into the equation, but yes, an open comb, kind of a bonus after I've made the razor selection, knowing that going into it's going to be either mild or aggressive. Yeah, then that open comb is kind of going to be a bonus on top of that. So, the Mula R40, R41, or this is R102 with the R41 head. I know this is aggressive. The open comb is kind of a bonus. The Petite Grande, mild, but the open comb is kind of a bonus. That's the way I approach it. So thanks very much for the question, Gary. I hope that helps. And I look forward to viewers commenting and contributing their thoughts and experiences below. And I hope those will help you as well. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Fire Cured and kind of fits in with what we were discussing regarding open comb razors, more or less. And he writes, "Morning. Never liked the DE89 no matter how many times I got back to it. However, it's quite handy if I use it as spare parts. Example, using a Razorrock Slox cap on an Edwin Jagger's base plate, you create your own Yaki beast. Why don't you try it yourself in a future video?" Yeah, taking that double open comb cap right here off of a razor and then fitting it on top of the Edwin Jagger base plate. And you know what? I would like to try that. And I was thinking about trying it with these razors. However, the Dock razor from Phoenix Shaving that I have is a slot and groove, whereas the Edwin Jagger is a post and hole, as you can see right there. And the same thing with the Ascension razor as well. Ascension razors are slot and groove as well. I don't know if you can see that as well there. But it's slot and groove. So can't really mix and match too easily with what I have. So maybe down the road, if I do get a Razorrock Slock, I'll give that a try with that razor and the Edwin Jagger. Now, I'm not really one to mix and match razor base plates and caps and handles and that sort of thing. I don't like to swap it out that often. I like to keep things the way they are originally when I receive them. One of the reasons is because if I start changing around the cap and the base plate on this Edwin Jagger, I'm afraid it's going to get lost in the shuffle. And because it's not branded, it's not labeled in any way, down the road, I might not know what it is. I might not know that it's an Edwin Jagger. So I like to keep the original caps and base plates with the original handles and not swap anything out at all. The only exception to that rule was, hang on 1 minute. I'll be right back. Hang on. Sorry about that. Sometimes I just forget to put this stuff in front of me here when I start answering these questions. The only exception I've made to swapping out razor head on a handle has been the Game Changer. Greg from Virginia very, very kindly sent me this Game Changer razor head, and I had a stainless steel handle that was part of my Razorrock Mission razor. And here is the Razorrock Mission razor head right here. I have it labeled and set aside because it's got such a generic look to it, so I know what it is. But this razor head will no longer go on this handle. It originally came on this handle, but it will no longer go on this handle because this Game Changer razor is so wonderful that it's going to be permanently part of this stainless steel handle now. So I have a completely stainless steel Game Changer razor right here. And again, my thanks to Greg from Virginia for very kindly sending this along, because this is a fantastic, fantastic razor head, fantastic razor. So that worked out. That's the only time I've ever swapped anything out. And even then, I went ahead and labeled it so I know exactly what it is that I have, in my razor collection. I know this is a Mission Razor Head because if I hadn't labeled this, I don't know what this would have been. It was an Edwin Jagger, is it a Mula? I wouldn't know. So that's the only time I've done that. So yeah, I'd like to try that down the road. That would be very, very interesting. Or maybe I just buy a Yaki Beast and review that. I could always do that too. So thanks very much for that, Fire Cured. It's great to pass that along to other viewers out there who want to experiment with that kind of mix and match. That's great. Edwin Jagger base plate and a Razorrock Slock cap. Give it a try if you have both of those razors. Okay, so this next comment comes from viewer Al Spencer. And Al writes, so, just a little of what I've been experiencing. I started my wet shave journey with a Badger brush from Shaving Revolution. After watching YouTube shaving videos, I realized that synthetic brushes might be better. I bought a Razorrock Plissoft 24mm. Loved it. So much better than a Badger. Then I watched a few of your videos using the Phoenix Amber Aerolite and bought one. Love the look, but notice it sheds some and seems to be a little harder to clean. The Razorrock Plissoft is softer, no shedding, and seems to clean better. Just my observation. Bottom line, both are awesome. Keep up the good work. You are a wealth of information, Al. Thanks very much for that, Al. It's actually the viewers who are a wealth of information. I'm just happy to pass along all that they contribute to this channel. This channel has the best viewers on YouTube, absolutely. But regarding your shaving brush choices, a great choice. Razorrock is a great choice. I've heard some very, very good things about it. And if it's working for you, wonderful. I have both of the Aerolite brushes, the Amber Aerolite and the Phantom Aerolite. And I have all the Phoenix shaving brushes. They're all wonderful. I have not had any of them shed hairs on me at all. Now, generally speaking, new brushes will shed a hair here and there. That might be due to the glue not grabbing all of the hairs in the knot, that sort of thing. But I have not experienced any shedding of any of these brushes at all. Not in the Aerolites or the Atomic Rocket or the Peregrino. None of them. Not even in the Solar Flare with the butterscotch handle. Thanks, Mom. They've all been just solid performers, and love all their brushes, and love the pricing on them too. Very, very nice price point. I will say this though, there was one brush that just shed like crazy on camera. It was this one right here. I'd have to look at the video again. I think this was branded as a Barbasol shave brush. It's a boar brush, and I bought this for like $5-6 at Discount Drug Mart locally. I saw it on the shelf, thought, oh, I'll try that out. And this shed so much. It's a $6 brush. I thought I'd try it. But it shed so much. As a matter of fact, I bet you it probably I could probably grab a hair out of this right now too if I wanted to. I think this one's going to come out right here. Anyhow, yeah, well, maybe, okay, now it's going to make a liar. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. Okay, you can see that against my blue shirt. Yeah, this thing lost more hair than my head. I'm telling you, it was, check out the video. I mean, it just shed like crazy, which is why I don't use it. But, it's a $5-6 boar brush. But every once in a while, you think maybe you'll get that one rare $5 or $6 brush that is just amazing. And wow, I'm so lucky. I only spent $5 or $6. Well, in this case, not so true. But generally speaking, I haven't had any problem with any of my synthetic brushes shedding at all. Maybe a little bit here and there during the break-in period, that sort of thing. You also want to be very aware of the kind of water you use to clean out your brush or to soak your brush. You don't want to use overly hot water because that will actually damage, from what I understand, that will actually damage the glue in the knot, and that will cause shedding, and that'll cause the hairs to start to loosen up and fall out. So you don't want to do that. So you just want to use a warm water just on the edge of, just well, I don't want to say on the edge of being hot. I would say just use a good warm water, but not overly hot is what I'm saying. And of course, when you do the traditional wet shave, you don't want to use overly hot water anyhow on your face. You want to use a good, a nice, agreeable temperature that's going to give you a good shaving result, but not scald your skin or damage your shaving brush. That's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, Al, I'm very glad that your wet shaving journey is continuing. That's great. Thank you for the update. Enjoy those synthetic shaving brushes because synthetic shaving brushes are phenomenal. The synthetic shaving brush that you buy today is better than the one you bought 3 months ago. And the one you buy 6 months from now is going to be even better. The technology just keeps getting better and better and better. Really, really amazing. And there is talk that badger brushes are probably going to fall by the wayside because of animal cruelty issues and that sort of thing. And you get so much more bang for the buck out of a synthetic brush, and they're great performers. They create great lathers. They clean up in a snap. And by the way, as far as cleaning up, I haven't had any problem with these cleaning up at all. I mean, these clean up in a snap for me. I don't know. Maybe it's the shaving soap that you're using. Maybe it's a little more dense or something. I don't know. But these clean up very, very well for me. They clean up in a snap. I haven't had any trouble with that at all. So that's kind of the long and short of it, Al. Thanks very much for the comment. I'm really, really happy about your wet shaving journey. Enjoy those shaving brushes. Thanks again. Okay, so this next question comes from viewer Mill Sneller. And he left this question in the review I did on the Parker A1R Travel Razor. Now, in this review, I may have mentioned something about shaving twice in a day. I can't remember. I'll have to review that again. Anyhow, he asked the question, who the hell shaves twice a day? And that reminded me of a very famous quote by politician Adlai Stevenson, who said, quote, "The best reason I can think of for not running for president of the United States is that you have to shave twice a day." Unquote. I've heard this. I've heard that whoever holds the office of the presidency shaves twice a day because they have to look presentable, almost 24/7 around the clock. They can't have that 5 o'clock shadow. So I think that's the one person in the world, or other heads of states as well, who will shave twice a day in order to look presentable for the cameras and the public. So thanks very much for the question, Mill. I think it's worth looking into further. Do you shave twice a day? I mean, you shave in the morning, and then when you come home in the evening, if you're going to go out in the evening, date night, something like that, do you shave again? Really interested in know. So I'm really interested in knowing. So thanks again for the question, Mill. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so this comment and question comes from viewer Glenn Takis. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, you used my question that I asked on your very first Monday morning mailbag. And I was wondering if, by chance, would it be too much to ask you for one of your drawings that you send out to people? It would be much appreciated to have and to frame and hang in my shave den." And he also included the link to that very first broadcast and the moment that I used his question in the Monday morning mailbag. It was at the 3:16 mark. Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. I'm back with a new feature I'm calling Monday Morning Mailbag. Yeah, start your week off right. Get yourself a cup of coffee with me, kick back. I'm going to go through some of the questions and comments on my channel and answer some of these. Maybe you didn't see the answers that I posted. Maybe I skipped over them and failed to give someone an answer. So this is just a chance to kind of catch up and share some answers and some other ideas about wet shaving. And really comment below and please contribute to the conversation because we'll all learn from it. So let's just get right to it. I've got some of these listed right here on my tab. Hey Mark, this is from Glenn T. Hey Mark, great video, thumbs up. Thank you, Glenn. I have not flown in years. I rather drive. You mentioned about taking a safety razor on planes. Since I don't fly, I don't know, but are safety razors not? And I looked at that and, pop quiz. When do you think the first Monday morning mailbag debuted? Well, give me a month and a year right now. I'll just give you a moment to answer that. What do you think it was? Okay. The answer is August 12th, 2019. 2019. It's coming up on 2 years in August that I started the Monday Morning Mailbag. I cannot believe it's been 2 years. So Glenn, thanks very much for reminding me, because we're going to have to do something for the 2-year anniversary. I missed the first year anniversary, but we're going to have to do something for the 2-year anniversary. We're going to be doing a drawing for 6,000 subscribers, but we're going to have to do something for the 2-year anniversary of the Monday Morning Mailbag. If you have any suggestions of what I can do, please comment below and let me know. And Glenn, yes, of course, I will be more than happy to send you a drawing, because you reminded me of the 2-year anniversary coming up, and had you not done that, I probably would have forgotten. So thank you very much for that. And it says to Glenn Takis, thanks for helping to kick off Monday Morning Mailbag. So that's for you. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. Thanks very much for reminding me, Glenn, and I'm floored that it's been 2 years. Wow. And my thanks to all the viewers for helping this channel grow and for coming here every Monday morning and sharing your Monday morning with me. Thank you very, very much. Well, okay, that's it. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out the Executive Shaving Company. Use the code MARK5. Check out my blog, georgetoon.com/blog for my comic strip George, other cartoons, other videos like this. I'm on Facebook. Check out my Facebook page. Check out Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for some great, great shaving gear. Check out VikingsBlade.com for some great shaving gear. Check out Global Shave Clubs International for some great shaving gear. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mareci, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.